Why the hell are you flying up to my window?
Also, why do you have wings?
Yeah, why do you have wings? Nothing is adding up here. Nothing at all.
There's a force in all of us that science knows nothing about, the force of fear.
Welcome everyone to Induced Fear. I'm your host Oscar, and with me, I have my brother from the same mother, Alex. You're not gonna say anything?
What's up? What's up, guys?
I was like,
I
what are
didn't
you
know
doing? I thought you froze for a second. I was like, what's going on?
I didn't know you unmuted me.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
No, I'll mute you now. Throughout the
Should
whole
we
episode, it's just gonna be me, and you'll sit there. You'll sit there.
You'll see my lips moving, but I don't ever get to
Yeah.
say anything.
It's just
That's
you
tight,
responding.
dude.
Nobody gets to hear you.
Damn, you upgraded from censoring to just straight up muting.
Yeah.
You're like, no, this thing's out of control.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let anybody do anything. It's my show, all right? It's not our show anymore. It's my show.
Just freaking Photoshop your face onto my face.
Yeah.
You're just talking to yourself.
Like that scene in Jurassic Park when it's like and it has the guy's
Yeah.
face there. That's
Yeah.
what it'll be. It'll be me.
Tight. Love it. All right, let's do this.
Let's do this damn thing. We're gonna talk about. Well, we're not gonna talk about. We're gonna retell people's stories, the listener stories.
Hell yeah.
We've been wanting to do listener stories for a while, anyways.
Yeah.
So it's
We just-
finally gonna happen.
We just need more stories.
I know. I was getting a lot. I was only able to recover a couple because Reddit took down my sleep paralysis post. Because one guy hopped in and said, it's just a medical thing. That's all it is. And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, it's medical, but it doesn't explain like when people feel something crawl on top of them or if they see something move in their room and then when they finally break out of it, that thing actually moves by itself in the room.
Mm.
Like I don't think you can explain that off. But his comments are the only ones that Reddit allowed to stay in the section. Everybody else who commented with their stories, they were removed, but I was able to get them.
Nice. Good job.
Because I'm a wizard.
Anti-Reddit.
Yeah. So let's go with our first story. It's very short.
Okay.
Super short. The person states, their name is Bessie.
Okay.
My weirdest experience was that people, or I don't know what, was trying to pull me by my legs at the end of my bed. I didn't see them, but I felt their hands or claws. It was terrifying. The next day, I saw a bruise on my leg that I hadn't seen the day before. I always thought that was a sleep paralysis experience for me.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Very short, but just as scary as like a longer story.
No, that's why I like the shorter ones, dude. I'm telling you. The one I'll forever go back to is the one where it's literally just the mom calls the kid downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
And then the mom comes out of the room from upstairs and she's like, don't go. I heard it too. Like, that's the whole story. And it's so terrifying. So I think the shorter ones are really good.
And the fact that she got a bruise on her leg.
Yeah.
From it.
And I'm wondering if so medically speaking. I'm just kidding. I wonder if like stuff like that happens to us and our brain sort of tries to answer it for us. Like your body literally doesn't know what happened, and so your brain tries to answer it for you and tells you that it's something different, you know? Something out of this world.
So. If your brain can't explain it, it's always going to try to fill in those.
Yeah,
those
that's what I'm saying.
explained.
Like it's just giving you random shit, and so you're like, "Well, shit, makes sense."
Yeah, like with my UFO experience in the middle of the desert. Like I'm just like it was a helicopter or somebody driving on the road. Like I try to think about it like if something flew from the sky and went towards the car, then it just doesn't make sense. So in my head, I'm just like, it was a
Yeah.
helicopter or an old man driving on the wrong side of the road.
Really tired, I guess.
Yes, but thank you, Bessie, for your sleep paralysis story. Our next one is another sleep paralysis story, and this is by Bean. Bean.
Tight. I like it.
Yeah. Uh, my
Mhm.
weirdest sleep paralysis story was where my window was open in quotes, which I can see from my bed, and
Mhm.
outside there seemed to be a cult surrounding my pool. So their windows open and they see like weird people, cult-like people around their pool outside. Everyone was draped in black clothes, and the leader had black wings of some sort. Eventually, the leader noticed me peeking and flew up to my window and just stared at me. Super creepy,
Bro,
especially since I literally couldn't move. I just tried to focus on waking up. LOL.
that's freaking
And
terrifying, bro.
that's the way they end theirs.
That's terrifying. When you're seeing these things like off in the distance do some weird, sketchy shit, and then they spot you, that's always terrifying.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, they're gonna do that weird, sketchy shit with me, bro.
Yeah, like what are they doing around my pool, first of all? The
Yeah.
pool's closed at 9 o'clock.
And
Uh,
you go tell
also,
them, huh?
also, yeah. Also, why the hell are you flying up to my window?
Also, why do you have wings?
Yeah, why do you have wings? Nothing is adding up here. Nothing at all. But yeah, I think I would be terrified of that.
Oh
I would
yeah,
be terrified just of weird people standing around the pool
yeah.
at night. And then the fact that you're just like stuck and all you can do
Mhm.
is like move your eyes to like look out the window.
Yep. Like everything just adds to the terrifyingness of it.
Yeah, sleep paralysis is scary shit.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Oh, thank you, Bean. Oh,
Thank
Beanie. Sorry, Beanie.
Oh goodness. Now I don't like it as
I am a fool.
much. Forgot the whole E over there.
Yeah, I know. Well, it cut it off.
Oh,
Okay, our next one is by Loki,
tight.
or another part of their name is Kel Cole.
Calcul.
Yeah,
Okay.
and their sleep paralysis story states, I feel I can't open my eyes during sleep paralysis. I hear noise and I feel around me, but I can't open my eyes. I think it's because I have slight vertigo if I lay down weird. One experience I had is hearing my name being called in the distance right before going to sleep. I felt chills because I thought I was going crazy. And then I felt as if something was at my feet, crawling off of the bed. And then my door slammed shut. My
Mhm.
eyes opened briefly, and I caught the demonic figure leaving. And I was scared, praying like for real. So yeah, they go to sleep, they can't open their eyes, but they feel something at the end of their bed by their feet, and they feel as if it's crawling off of the bed, and then as soon as it
Mm.
hops off the bed, they hear the door slam shut. So something was in the room with them.
I get like genuinely upset when the dog touches my feet with their wet nose. Like I genuinely get upset, so I'd freak
No.
out. I'd get so pissed off and hop up and just start feeding that demon.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be able to if you're in
Yeah,
sleep
I mean,
paralysis.
but I would if I could.
Just starts kicking your feet wildly.
God.
But imagine you feel something crawl off of the bed, and then when you look up, it's just like it's a monster. It's just a straight up monster leaving your room. And then you
Jesus.
can't even do anything. You can't speak. You
Yeah.
can't move. You just have to accept that that just happened.
Literally, yeah, you literally have to just sit there and wait until it's over with.
Yeah,
God, that's terrifying.
yeah, no, I would.
I think that's the probably it has to be, right? The most terrifying part of sleep paralysis is not being able to do anything.
Yeah, I mean,
Like you
the
can't
first
scream
time,
for help, nothing.
the first time it happened to me when we lived in California on in Bloomington,
Mhm.
and we shared a room, and it was like your bed on the left side of the room, my bed on the right side, and then the window was like in the middle between
Mhm.
our beds, and then the TV was in front of your bed, I believe.
Yeah.
And I remember having the sleep paralysis thing, and I was just like trying to yell for you because you were like right there, and I can't. It's just like, uh,
Yeah.
and then I can't breathe at the same time. Like the more I try
Yeah.
to like scream, the more it's harder for me to breathe.
Dude, you used
Uh,
to have it so much back then too.
I know. I remember one time you were just I think you were just up late, or maybe you were going to the bathroom.
Mhm.
I don't know what it was, but you just heard me like breaking out of sleep paralysis, and you heard me gasping for air,
Yeah.
and I just hear you
I was
knock on
like,
the door
are
softly.
you good?
Are you okay? Are you good?
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah,
just
I
like,
used
yeah,
to have it a lot, dude.
yeah, I don't anymore. But
That's good.
yeah, no, the first time that's what it was like. It was like this complete fear, like what the hell is happening?
Mhm.
And I'm just stuck in bed while this like dark shadow figure is just looking at me, and I can't do anything.
Yeah.
And then I woke up, and then I just sat at the end of the bed with the TV on static because I didn't want to go back to sleep. I was
Yeah.
like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
'Cause you can't even God, you can't even, like, react well afterwards because, like, you sat there for a cool minute, like, you've already accepted shit, like, you're like, "Yeah, I can't do
Yeah,
anything," like and so afterwards, it's like, "It's over, now what?"
yeah.
You know,
And then
how do you even
it got to a
react?
point where I was just where I would feel the feeling of it in the room.
Mhm.
Like as none of these stories really described it, but most people when they feel sleep paralysis coming on, the silence feels loud in the room.
Mhm.
Like it's almost like this like light static noise. Like you can just hear the silence, which doesn't make sense, but it makes sense at the same time. Um, and then you feel it kind of heavy, like things start to weigh down, and then as you can't move, you see a figure that is darker than the darkness in the room.
Mhm.
And some people see either like this hat man who stands with like this like kind of fedora, wide brimmed hat, um, regular shadow people, or they see like the one I've seen is kind of like lanky, like very lanky and like kind of like
Mixed match,
yeah, like
like, di
doesn't really look
dispro
human.
disproportioned.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to like
Yeah,
disproportion. I was like I
yeah.
couldn't find the word.
You know,
Yeah, I've had it.
it's
Go on.
creepy that you say that because the way you were describing it almost reminds me of when I would get that one nightmare, and it was a nightmare, like, it wasn't sleep paralysis, but the way you described how that happens is almost exactly how I felt. Like, you could feel it get quieter. Like, I knew exactly what you meant when you said that, and the room almost felt like it got bigger and then but smaller at the same time.
Yeah,
And so, like, I knew exactly what you're saying, but mine was literally just the same nightmare every night for so long. And then
yeah.
randomly, randomly, it'll be months apart. I'll get that same feeling just like driving home or something. And I'll feel like everything just feels smaller and bigger at the same time. And I could
Do
feel
you
it get
feel that way
quiet.
when you're like uber tired? Like when you're overly tired and you know those moments because you used to stay up, well, you probably
Yeah.
still do, but you used to stay up
Yeah.
like until your body was just gonna collapse.
Yeah.
Like that was it, and you would just fall asleep. Was it around like those types of moments where you would feel
I don't know if it happens specifically when I'm tired. I mean, I feel like I'm always tired, but I don't know if it's like I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just random.
Yeah, that's scary as shit.
Yeah.
That's scary as shit. Uh, I don't. I only had a certain nightmare that I would always feel coming on, and it was always me strapped down in like a dentist or a doctor's chair,
Mhm.
and them just screaming loudly around me. Like it was just overly loud,
It
and
was the
that was my
noise. It was the noise.
yeah.
Yes, because that's what mine was. Mine was these big monsters. Now, the monsters themselves had no kind of characteristics or details I could describe. They were just big, but at first they were small. They were small, and they would go back and forth in this room chasing a ball. And then all of a sudden, the big ones would come out and just be like super loud and aggressive. And it was that scared me. It was
The
the
noise.
loudness and the aggression. Yeah, that's what scared me about it. Not the monsters specifically. And they were chasing a ball back and forth. Like, how's that scary? It
Yeah,
was
no.
literally just the noise.
Yeah, that's not scary. I mean, the noise is scary,
Yeah,
but not what they're doing is scary. I
yeah,
mean, mine was kind of scary, just being strapped in a doctor's chair
yeah.
and then like
That's
having them.
terrifying. Yeah, that's terrifying.
I think that's why I always hated the dentist because I would have that nightmare all the time. Like it was a reoccurring nightmare, like yours. Like it was just reoccurring,
And
and
you went to the dentist more than all of us, so
yeah, and I've had a moment at the dentist where they like held me down and put shots in my gum so that they can pull a
It's
tooth out.
that's probably freaking trauma, dude. That's probably what that is.
Probably.
It's
It's
probably
not
just trauma.
paranormal at all. It's just
Yeah.
trauma.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're doing now, so I can go visit and just do swift kicks to the neck.
Be like, "Thanks for traumatizing me."
Yeah, bunch of assholes. Okay, let's get back to our stories. Oh,
Yeah,
this one I have to pull up on my phone.
okay,
Um, this one comes from our buddies, the Mid Ohio Jedi Order.
okay.
They're
Thank you,
big
guys.
they're big time supporters. Like awesome. And uh he messages me, right? He just messages me one day and says, "My guy, I was on the way home last night with the family. Uh where we live is away from town and there's a lot of fields. We rounded a curve in the road and he states that it's a country road with no lines in it, so it's just like a regular country road.
Mm,
And above the field in front of us, there were three orange lights floating in the sky. They formed the shape of a triangle, and then they just faded away and they were gone. No planes, no choppers. My wife says that she saw a green light appear when they faded away just after, but he didn't turn around in time to see that.
mm.
And he says the sky was completely clear, like there was nothing in the sky. And then he said I asked him, like, were they big lights, small lights? And he said the shape of the triangle was not small. It was a giant triangle. Like these
Yeah,
lights formed a giant triangle in the sky. And I had to let him know. I was like, listen, you're not crazy, because lots of people have seen these this triangle shape in the sky,
yeah.
like the triangular UFO. But he was pretty freaked out about it. And when I told him like you're not alone in that, he was like, that makes me feel so much better because I was like, am I going crazy? I know I saw that.
Damn, dude, that's wild. I would freak out.
Especially if it's giant.
Yeah,
Like if it's a giant if it's a giant triangle in the sky, like
just seeing a meteor was freaking wild to me. So
oh yeah.
something with any kind of shape up there is just pretty freaky.
Yeah. When I saw the SpaceX satellite or whatever it was, Elon Musk's satellite,
uh
and how it looked like it was like trailing, like there were these lights following it in the sky. I was like, what the hell is that? Why does it look like a flying like dragon made out of lights?
Damn, dude.
But I've never seen a triangle shape before.
Yeah.
I know Sam Sheeran. Uh, awesome artist. I know he has seen a triangle-shaped UFO in the sky as well. Lots of people see this triangle-shaped UFO
Mhm.
to the point where it's its own category of UFOs. You have like the little orbs that people see, the saucer-shaped one, the classic one, and then you have this triangle that people just see kind of
Mhm.
floating in the sky. Doesn't make any noise. It just kind of
Damn,
hovers and then goes away.
that's wild.
Yeah, no. So thank you guys for sending that one in.
Yeah.
That's a crazy story. I told him, I was like, "Can I share this?" And he was like, "Of course."
Yeah. It was cool of him to go to you too. That was man, that's
Yeah, because
crazy.
he sent that on his own. He was just like, "I saw this.
Yeah.
I need to talk to somebody. I saw this."
Yeah. That's
Alright.
crazy.
Now, um, our next story is a haunted doll story. What's up, guys? Just me popping in here because I gave the person's real name on this upcoming story, and they didn't want that. So I'm gonna retell the story without using their name. This story is submitted by Kat. We'll say Kat. She says, I haven't told this story much to anyone outside of my friends and family circle, but it's an odd one. So I'll preface with this. I was about 4, maybe 5, when this all happened. My mom would drop me off at my aunt's house before she went to work every morning. She was kind of like a daycare for us as kids. It was my second home. Anyway, I would quietly make my way to the playroom, as we called it. It was where all the toys and stuff were. And so I'd just go hang out in there, play with something, or maybe take a little nap in the bed that was set up in there, because my aunt would usually still be sleeping. On this particular day, I was a little sleepy, so I decided to lay in the bed and try to take a nap. I was letting my eyes kind of just wander around the room, and now I should mention that there were shelves high up on one wall. And on the shelf, my aunt would place a lot of her late daughter's toys and things like that. On the far left of the shelf, closest to me, sat a porcelain baby doll in a pink dress. I never liked it. I never had a fondness for dolls growing up. I always found them kind of off putting, but this one in particular was just not it. It always gave me the creeps. Now, as I was letting my eyes wander all over these toys on the shelf, and then my eyes kind of fell upon that porcelain doll in the pink dress. It was slightly facing towards me, looking to its right, and as I was about to take my eyes off of her, her head tilted towards me, and her left arm came up ever so slightly. She was looking dead at me. I remember the panic, but all I could do was freeze. I couldn't scream, I couldn't do anything. And mind you, I was wide awake. I hadn't fallen asleep. All I could do was sit there, bolt right up, upright. I didn't dare take my eyes off of her, just in case. It took forever for me to finally make myself move, but when I did, I never took my eyes off of her. I was just terrified to even blink. I finally backed out of the room and shut the door before running to my aunt's bedroom. She was just starting to get up when I came in the room and started trying to word vomit what I had just seen. I finally calmed down enough to tell her what was happening. I don't think she really believed me until my oldest cousin saw it move next. This was a few years later. I was maybe 8 now. My aunt had finally put the doll away in her shed after I kept complaining about it. But she eventually brought it back out again and put it back up on the shelf. I guess she thought I was old enough now and I wouldn't remember it, or it just wouldn't bother me anymore. Whatever the case, it was back in that same spot in the playroom on the shelf. So my cousin, much like me when I was young, would get dropped off at my aunt's house early in the morning before her mom went off to work. She was in the playroom playing with the toys. When she looked over at the shelf, she came running and screaming from that room. In tears, she said, I saw it move. I saw it move. My aunt knew instantly what she was talking about, and she and I shared a glance. She took it and moved it somewhere else after that, I think, because I don't remember seeing it for a while. Fast forward again a few more years. I'm almost a preteen. My cousin is in elementary school, and now her younger sister, maybe 4 at this point, is again in the playroom and just starts screaming bloody murder. My aunt goes running into the room and she says the dolly in the pink dress looked at me. My aunt has since finally removed the doll from her house entirely, from what I understand. So, me thinking I was just nuts when I was 5 and saw it move, took this as reassurance that, in fact, I was not insane. Both my little cousins saw it do the same thing, either it moved its head or its arm. There's a few more stories I could share just about my aunt's house, because to this day I don't know if it was the doll that was haunted or if it was her house. Maybe both. But I hope this story gave someone a little spook. P.S. I still hate dolls to this day.
Yeah, it spooked me. Shit, that's creepy.
Yeah, no, that one's that
That's
was a genuine haunted doll story.
yeah, that's super creepy, dude. The fact that it happened like years apart, though, is crazy.
That's what makes it scarier, right?
Yeah,
I mean, the fact that she thinks that um did that doll just move? Like, she questions herself.
hmm
And then around the same age, every time one of her cousins came around the same age, that doll would do the exact same thing. Just kind of
yeah,
tilt its and raise its arm and then look at them while they're in the room.
God.
Thanks.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one's that one's a good one.
great story. Super spooky, man.
Yeah,
Peyton,
that one.
Peyton would freak out. She hates dolls too.
Yeah, I have mine. Mine doesn't really do much. Not this one, but the one behind it. Um, doesn't really do much. Plays music on its own. It's also a porcelain doll. But I think if I saw the doll like move and tilt its head and just look at me, I'd be like,
hmm
"Nah, that doll's going away." What
Yeah, that's
what would you
creepy.
do? Because we didn't even say it on the podcast or anything yet.
What?
The baby's here. The baby's born.
Oh,
Ezra.
I thought we were saving it for when he can fit in his little
No,
induced
no, no. I mean, we
sphere.
still have to. uh, but what would you do if like as he gets old enough, right? And he saw something of yours like move, or if he says, "Hey, I saw a ghost, Dad."
We say that to this day. He's always just like staring off in this one specific corner in the living room.
uh,
Always looks directly at it, and or it was like, oh, he's staring at his ghost friend.
yeah.
So we're literally saying that now.
Would you throw away anything? It's like as soon as he came to you and said, "This doll moved, this action figure moved on its own," would you be like, "All right, we're getting rid of it,"
I'd want to see it myself.
or would you say, "Let's send it to Uncle Oscar"?
Yeah, let's send it to Uncle Oscar. He'll freaking do some tests on it. Do some
That's
freaking
funny.
rituals on it.
Yeah, but her
That's
story
crazy.
was legit like a horror movie because it's like
That's what I was thinking.
the aunt
Yeah.
doesn't believe. The aunt doesn't believe at all at first, and
Yeah.
then
So she locks it up and then brings it out. She's like, oh, they're grown up now. Brings it out, and next kid's like, nope, that thing's moving.
yeah, and then she's kind of like, maybe it is haunted,
Yeah.
and then just takes it away again, and then brings it back out, and then after that, she's like, it's definitely haunted.
Yeah.
It's been like 15 years with this thing, and
Yeah.
every single kid do the exact same thing.
That's creepy.
Yeah, no.
Let me
I can't say that I would throw anything away because I have haunted objects here. So
I want to show off my troll.
what?
My little troll I got.
Okay.
Can I
Why?
go
Because
get
you
it?
think it's haunted?
No, I think it's cool. I wish it was haunted.
Say
Hi.
hello, Ezra,
Hello, little baby. This is
little
Ezra
dude.
Mercury Romo.
Romo.
Chupa. Uchapopo. Look at your
Yeah, he'll
uncle.
take over. He'll take over the show as time goes on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's your uncle. And say hi to all the Induced Fear podcast peoples.
Yeah. Say hello to the listeners and
Hello.
watchers on YouTube.
All our listeners, tell them to send us their stories.
It'd be funny if he just looked straight at the camera and said, "Do it now." Send in your stories. The way his face looks, like he's already seen some shit. Yeah. Who
This
knows?
is
It
my
probably is haunted.
freaking troll bank thing that I got from a record store, believe it or not. Look at those eyes.
Yeah.
It's cool, man. It was sitting on a shelf because I got a bunch of like random stuff, like taxidermy kind of things. Not too much, but they got some cool stuff. I got a jackalope, which is tight.
Ooh.
And it's just an ass ton. But they got a bunch of random stuff and little like what do you call it? Like thrift shop kind of stuff. And
Okay.
I saw that on one of the things, and I was like staring at it the whole time, and I was like, I kind of really want it, and I think it was like 60 or something,
Shit.
or it was like 60 or 40. He looks so white, and
I know. Whenever you back up, he turns into a ghost.
yeah. But I was like, I kind of really want it. Well, I was telling Peyton, like just me and her sidebarring, and I was like, should I get it? And she's like, it's up to you, my guy. And then I guess it was because there was the cash register, the person at the register, and then there was this lady sitting down next to him in a chair on a laptop, and I guess she was like in charge of the shop or whatever, because she was like, I could let it go for like, what did she say, 30? What's the price tag? Oh, I
Still
took
got
it
the
off.
price tag on it? Oh,
No,
I
I
was
took
like,
it
that's
off.
weird. Why you keep the price tag on?
Because it was just a little sticker, but she like half the price for me. And I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
okay, well now I'm for sure gonna get it.
Yeah.
I was like, cool, I'll
That's a
take
good
them.
buy. Maybe it is haunted. And maybe that's why you were so drawn to it.
Yeah, I couldn't stop looking at it. I was like, wanted it so bad. And that's the only troll I've had. So
Yeah. What did you think? Oh no, I was gonna ask Ezra. What did you think about the? What did you think of the stories, little dude?
did
But he didn't hear him.
you hear
He'll
him?
listen to him later. He's an
Yeah.
avid listener.
Yeah, he's got his
He
own
better be.
profile on Spotify.
Oh yeah, so that he can hit follow.
Yeah. Oh, bless you.
Oh, salud.
Again? No.
But yeah, those are our stories. We can have
Yeah.
Ezra sit in at the end of this right here.
Yeah.
But those are our stories that people have sent in. We appreciate each and every one of them.
Yeah.
I had to save for the last because
That's a good choice. Yeah. No, that's a
yeah,
good
and the way
choice.
she typed everything was just like very good.
It made it a
telling
good
story.
ending. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them are
but-
really good, though.
Yeah, everyone was good. We
Interesting.
appreciate them all. If you want to send in your own stories, you can email at Induced not at Induced, but you can email us at inducedfearpod@gmail.com. You can follow on the screen here if you're watching on YouTube. Our Instagram's right there at Induced Fear Podcast. TikTok at Induced Fear. And I fixed our Twitter, and that is at Induced Fear Pod. We also have a SpeakPipe. So if you go to speakpipe.com/inducedfear, you can actually record your own story and send it in, and we'll get it.
I didn't know that. That's tight.
Yeah, it's a new thing. We just had it.
Sick.
So we got all that. Yeah, follow us on all of those things. Trying to post more everywhere, getting more active on Twitter, all this stuff. And yeah,
And
thank
leave
you
us
to
some
everybody.
reviews and some
yeah.
comments, some feedback.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So hit review wherever you can, Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
Yeah.
wherever. I think you can even do it on Facebook. So if you want to do it on Facebook, you can review this on Facebook. And yeah, to everybody listening and watching, don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to ask questions and face your fears. Thanks for joining me, Alex, and Ezra, the little dude. on this episode of Induced Fear. Bye, guys.
Yeah.